This is an add-on to the BCCE 2026 project. I've made some additional prefabs that will help you build molecules, I hope rather easily, so that you can animate a number of different types of reactions using the skills that you learned in the workshop. So this is just supposed to make it easier to do things. So there's a nice allylic molecule, and I haven't finished it yet, but you can see it took me just a few seconds to put that together. So to get the starter package or the add-on package, go to bit.ly/chem with Unity, which will take you to this Google Drive. And the package you want is Molecule Builder add-on package. So just download that and import the assets into your Unity project. As a reminder, once you've downloaded the package from the Google Drive, it's Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. Find the package that you downloaded and say open. And that will import the assets that you want. Here I'm showing you how to build molecules in Unity with the prefab package that I'm providing. So first go File, Open Scene, Blank Scene. And it's a blank scene. Then find the folder in the Assets, Prefabs. Molecule Parts is its full title. Open that. And these are the building blocks that I'm providing for you. I'm going to build acetone as an example. That has a carbonyl group, so I'm going to use the prefab carbonyl. Drag it into the hierarchy. And there you see it. Acetone has two methyl groups attached to the central carbon. To add groups to these bonds, you need to expand the carbonyl prefab. Expand one more time. I've labeled them double bond to oxygen, that's obvious. Back bond, front bond, relative to the observer. There's also a trigger point which is inactive at the moment. That's used if you want to animate. Down here in the prefabs, there's Me plane, a plane methyl group. So I'll drag that on top of the back bond. So I'm going over back bond and releasing. And you can see methyl plane is a child of back bond. It doesn't look right. So to make it look right, position on the right, transform. X0, Y 1.5, Z 0. And now it looks like it's in the right place. So now I'll put a second methyl group on the front bond. Again, it's Me plane, click, drag on top of front bond, release. Again, position it, X0, Y 1.5, Z0, and now I have acetone. As easy as that. You have some options for making it look better on screen. One is you might not like the way the methyl groups are aligned. So here I'll highlight methyl plane, Y rotation. You can see I can make it whatever I want. So whatever looks good to you. For either of the methyl groups, you just highlight it and change the Y rotation. The other thing is you can rotate the whole molecule so it looks better in the camera. So carbonyl is right now an unfortunate name. We'll rename it in a second. But here I would rotate on the x-axis, which is the left-right axis, and maybe make it -5. You can see that might look better. -20. Okay, so you have the option to adjust the angle so it looks the way you want. The other option, if you have a number of molecules, the other option is to change the main camera angle. So I'll highlight that. Right now it's x30. If I take away x30, you can see that's a horrible angle. We're in the plane of the molecule. So x20, x45. So you can see you get different views that way as well. Going back to the default setting of x30, that's a 30-degree angle for the camera. We can rename carbonyl, it's acetone. So before I rename it, I will right-click Prefab, Unpack. And now I'll call it acetone. Oops, spell it correctly. And I can click and drag this into the prefabs folder, and it appears as that. So if I wanted to put another acetone, it's as simple as click, drag. There's another one. So they look exactly the same. But if you wanted your acetone, second copy of acetone to look different, you can, for example, rotate the ME, the methyl group, and it would look a little different. Okay? You could also build a molecule from individual parts. Maybe it's not a carbonyl, sp3 plane. Drag that here. That looks good. It has 4 bonds. I'll try this. Let's see what happens if I add an oxygen to one of the bonds. 0, 1.5, 0. And this is the second bond of the oxygen. So let's see if we can see it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's simple. Now I could make an alcohol or an ether. To make an ether might be a little difficult. Let's find out. Okay, I'm going to try to drag a methyl group onto this bond rotatable and see if I do this. 1.5, 0. Okay, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Easy to do. I could finish off the original carbon with hydrogens, chlorines, bromines. I could try a nitrogen on that one. You just have to keep track of where are you in the hierarchy. If you built a really big molecule, it could get complicated. But this is the bond to the oxygen here on top. This bond is something else. This is bad chemistry, but what if I put a nitrogen there, 0, 1.5, 0. What if I put a methyl on this bond? Just drag a methyl, drop, 0, 1.5, 0. Okay, getting a little hard to see there. Okay, so you can build complicated molecules, but probably it's better to stay in the simple range for educational purposes. So there's one more thing I want to show you here. The molecule parts folder has in it an animated complex that I'm going to drag into the scene here. I built this from the Fischer esterification project, but you can see it's now been modified so that it's less specific. So this is a good starting place for a number of different projects, I think. Anything that has the sp2 carbon going to sp3 could be built using this animated complex. This one starts with a protonated carbonyl attacked by, in this case, methanol. And it goes to an sp3 configuration with changes in formal charges. So this, if you wanted this to be, for example, acetone, you can, just as we did previously, press stop, can change this electrophile here, expand it, expand the carbon, and the back bond, you could drag in a methyl plane onto the back bond, set its position to be 0, 1.5, 0, and maybe I'll make it acetaldehyde. Atom hydrogen can go in the front bond. I'm dragging hydrogen onto the front bond. Again, 0, 1.5, 0. And now this is a protonated form of acetaldehyde reacting with the same nucleophile. I haven't changed that. But I could. I can change a lot of things in this complex without destroying the animation.